morning and welcome to Gardening 365. First thing is, it's not morning, it's afternoon, but that's my little catchphrase, morning. Okay, so we've got a couple of things that have changed since the last video and I'm going to show you what they are. Up until recently we had 3 big tree stumps in here, Lalandi, that we had cut down towards the end of last year, and now our good friend Nathan has come back, okay, and he's done some stump grinding for us, and that's all that's left after the stumps. Okay, a little bit of mulch that I can use on my compost bin. So 3 stumps out from here, 1 stump out of here, and no, that wasn't a stump. What that is the chip from the chipper. So all of the brash been chipped through, and again I'll use that for compost. 1 stump from here, and behind it is some of these stump, and that's how big these stumps were. So they were big trees. 1 more stump from there, which was right into the solar panels. So very carefully they grind that stump out without causing any damage whatsoever. And 1 stump from here. Okay, so there's a few in total, and one of my jobs for the weekend is to get out all of that mulch into bags so I can move it away from where they are at the moment. So I hope it stays really dry this weekend, which it looks like it will do. And another job for the weekend, they're my Christmas potatoes, as I've shown you previously, and I've got to get some of them covered up. That one needs covering up desperately, and that one not so much, but I will cover that as well. And also I've got 2 more potatoes to go into a final tub, and I'll be planting them this weekend as well. And another job for this weekend, I'm painting the fence. So I've made it so that it's really easy to paint. You just take it apart, paint it, put it back together, simple as that. So that's the area I'm doing, and we'll see how we go, but I've got a few to do. So here's my painting area, and it's just a lot easier doing it standing up on a flat surface. So as soon as they've dried, I'll flip them over, do the other side, and then put them back and build the fence back up. This is the fence protection I'm using, Cuprinol. It's ducks back, and it's guaranteed for 5 years. Now, why am I putting that on wood that's already got treatment on it? Anywhere where I've sawn is no longer treated, and it just matches in with everything else we've got, and it just gives it that a little bit extra protection. That's why I do it. And while that dries, I'll go and do another quick job, which is going to be putting some soil in the potatoes. And say goodbye to level 2 of the Wormery, because I'm going to need that tub now. All done using some pre-prepared soil, and I don't expect to see them popping through midweek. If the weather does get cold, they will need to go inside into the greenhouse, because potato tops are not frost hardy. So if that temperature's dropping at night, you need to protect them. And these are my last 2 potatoes. So I think I started to chit in maybe February or March. Okay, and they're still okay to plant now. So my final potatoes, and these take about 16 weeks, so they should be ready Christmas or just after. But I've got my other 2 pots that should be ready, so I've got three chances to get it right. Place them on some soil, low down in the pots because they need plenty of room to grow up. Cover them with soil, not too much, just enough to cover the chits, and then let them grow. And by midweek, maybe next week for these 2, they should be breaking the surface. And potato planting 2020 is complete. And the last bit of worm tea for this year. Okay, been really good, and our house plants have been fed with this every single week all the season. So the Wormery has done really well this year. And it's now dentist time. Tooth 30. Tooth 30. And my wood's dried off enough to flip it over, so I'll now do the other side. And I'll put all 4 together just to save a little bit of time. That's it, the top's done. Now I'm going to flip them on the side. Last bit. And then I'm done on panel number 1. Now here's another example of root bound plants, or as Claire's told me it is actually called pot bound. So this courgette is root bound or pot bound, and it's actually older and was planted before that one there. Okay, and that's the difference of letting the roots have room to grow. Okay, so whenever you see a plant it's going a lighter colour, that's usually an indication that it is root bound. Okay, so I'm going to put that into a bigger container like that one. So very shortly that one will look like that one, but a bit smaller. And that is definitely root bound, or as Claire says, pot bound. So I'm just going to tease it out a little bit. Well, I'm going to do that in a minute by putting the camera down, doing it, and then I'll show you. And there it is. I've just loosened it up a little bit so that it'll take to the new soil quicker. And I'm just going to put a little lettuce in there to keep it company, and that is also root bound stroke pot bound. I'm now going to plant some of these. This is amaryllis, and these are some hyacinths. Just soak them in the water for a little bit, just the bottoms. I'm going to plant them up now. It's not something I'm all familiar with. I'm just going to have them for some winter colour, and I'll let you know over the weeks how they're getting on. Morning. And you may have noticed I'm inside, and the reason why, I just want to show you one or two little things that we got going in the house at the moment. That's the hyacinths that I planted yesterday. There's the amaryllis, and hopefully they'll start shooting soon. And here's something a little bit more unusual. Okay, it hasn't come through the surface yet, but this is ginger. So I'm trying growing ginger in the house for the very first time. And again, as I always say, I'll keep you informed how that's going. Now here's a little piece of ginger, and what I'm looking for is for a little green shoot to come out of this. Okay, so I'm keeping it in a warm, humid environment, which is one of these takeaway pots with a little tiny bit of water in. And as soon as I see any green shoot, I'll plant that into soil. And I'm trying the same with some turmeric. Okay, I'm not so sure how successful this will be, but I'll keep you informed on that as well. So what am I trying to say? Okay, although it is getting towards the end of the normal growing season, and I totally agree with that, it's the start of a new chapter. Okay, our chapter where we have to think a little bit more if we still want to grow stuff. Okay, there's lots of opportunities out there. Like I say, I'm trying with ginger and turmeric, and I've got stuff that I'm going to put into the greenhouse and try and keep that growing for as long as I can. I haven't really done that much filming today, but I thought I would film these for you. These are the carrots I've just pulled out, and they look absolutely fabulous. And everything's got a purpose. They're going to be for my Sunday tea, or mine and Claire's. And nothing goes to waste, as you know. So the carrot tops are going to go in for carrot top tea, which will be the net feed for next week's tomatoes. And I'll put them in, and all I'm going to do is just sink them down like that. By the smell, some of that's already ready for feed. Well, that's it for today. As I say, I haven't done much filming. The stuff I've been doing has been, well, been painting fences, which is not the most exciting thing ever. And also what I've done is I turned 2 compost bins. Okay, so that's mature. Okay, and hopefully that compost will be ready for use in the garden very soon. Okay, but that's what I've done so far today, and now it's time to go in. I've already had my starter for my main meal today, which was leek and potato soup. It was absolutely lovely. And now we've got roast beef with lots of veg from the garden. Lovely Sunday evening. Well, that concludes this week's Gardening 365. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. A little bit shorter than usual, and it's because I'm back to work 5 days a week, so I'm only getting to film on the weekends, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to carry on well into the year and continuing from there.